Kerbal Space Program is the most fun I've ever had failing, and man oh man did I fail, over and over again. It's part of Kerbal's experimental nature. By the time I finally built a rocket that achieved my first successful orbit, I had failed so many times that in almost any other situation in life I would have given up completely. But that's where the genius of Kerbal really is. Hard work pays off, and once I was able to determine the causes of my failures, be it staging woes or my nose pitching violently at 1,000 meters, every successful launch was a thing of beauty. The reason I keep playing is that each accomplishment is just a step toward bigger and better things. After getting into orbit, you need to get to the moon. After that, you have to get your crew home safe. Every successful mission is really a place to start over, and in career and science modes, you start with better stuff to build with. It's a satisfying feedback loop that I can't get enough of. I spent most of my time in career mode, having to balance the funding, scientific progression, and reputation of my fledgling program gave me more to think about with each launch, and the limited spaceship part selection made me think hard about how to get the most out of each rocket engine, fuel supply, or science module. I enjoyed science mode less because while the tech tree progression is still there, the stakes aren't as high. Without the rest of career mode's goals, I'd rather be in the free-for-all sandbox mode, where everything's unlocked and my imagination is the only limit. Anytime I got stuck in career mode, I switched to the sandbox to build to my heart's content. It allows for building ridiculous and creative designs, the sort of insane, utterly impractical rockets I built just to see how far I could push the impressively detailed physics system. Leaving the handy symmetry building option turned on to its highest setting, I quickly built this excessively powerful pinwheeling rocket. And when I took it to the launch pad and it actually lifted off, there was a brief second where I thought, hey, maybe I'm onto something here. Then, I loved every second of it. The one area where building proved to be a hassle is in staging, which is crucial for getting a rocket into space. Shuffling modules around sometimes ended up making pieces fall off my ship when I least expected it. But even when things go wrong, Kerbal makes getting it right easy. No matter what mode you're playing in, if you don't like the way a launch went, you can just revert back to the launch pad with no penalty. If my design was clearly a failure, I could revert right back to construction. Quick and fun experimentation is the name of the game. Getting off the ground is really only the first small step for Kerbal kind. After finally landing on a design that got me into space, maintaining an orbit presented new challenges. Once I mastered orbit, I aimed to the moon. The tutorials were a big help in explaining the orbital mechanics, which are all very sciencey and absolutely need to be understood if you're going to reach any one of the numerous celestial bodies in the Kerbal solar system. The experimentation element comes into play when the challenges are almost limitless. I almost felt bad blowing up so many brave little Kerbals in my pursuit of the stars. With their dangerously self-assured mannerisms, they worked so well to lighten the mood that at no point did I feel like I was actually learning rocket science. Kerbal Space Program doesn't have any voice acting other than the occasional nasally whine of approval from one of the Kerbals, but the flavor text is smart, wry, and funny. Kerbal Space Program does the impossible. It makes learning a complex subject fun. It's cute, clueless characters and sense of humor turn a hardcore physics simulator into something replayable and addictive. Designing, flying, and then retrying missions again and again is a tough challenge that goes right up to the brink of frustration, but the eventual success of achieving virtual spaceflight is rewarding and even inspirational. For more on Kerbal Space Program, stick with IGN.